Okay, so it's not July 8th, it's July 9th. Do you see this, people? This is a lactosing. It's a mother raccoon with nipples. And anyway, she was in my house. Hold on, let me just do this. Try and get this camera to stop doing this. She was in my house all the way down the hall where the cat food was. And when I got up from my desk and started to go in the kitchen, she beelined out of the house. And she's so hungry. You know, she came out here on the porch and she just didn't want to move. Anyway. Hey! Matilda! And, so, I gave her some food. She knocked over her water bowl. And then she went over there. And you can see what she has done. She's curled herself into a little ball. And she wants to take a nap. Can you believe this? You know what it is, people? I can tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. It's these raccoons, the wildlife. Like the blue jays. How does we go here? The blue jays. All the woodpeckers, everything. They're getting displaced from their homes. Just like with the people, right? But this when I first moved into this yard house, there was always raccoons here. This is why a lot of what I did was, one, to get rid of the morning glory, buttercup, and the rest of the weeds. Morning glory was the big one. Mud and sand and grit and just that kind of crap. And because it was like just a jungle of weeds, the raccoons, you know, they were already in this yard. And you know, they use a latrine. So I basically got them down to one area in the yard where it's their latrine, and I clean up after them every now and then, right? Which is just a fact of life. Because I've been in this house for, 10 years? And 10 years I've had raccoons. Where she came from, I don't know, but you can see she's not trying to hide out anywhere. You know, you would think she'd go back to her babies, or maybe she's just hanging out waiting for some more food. I wanted to go out there and start sawing walnut wood, but I kind of feel sorry for her because she's just laying there resting and going to sleep. I mean, it's very unusual for a raccoon to just lay out in the open like that and curl up and go to sleep. But raccoons have always loved this yard. And the thing about raccoons, people, and I get a lot of squirrels too, right, is they love walnut trees. They love oak trees. And as the city is cutting down all the trees in terms of the oak trees that drop the acorns, and the walnut trees, whether they're black walnut or English walnut, all those trees, they're taking away the food source from these animals. So they smell it in my yard in terms of the trees that are growing in my yard, even though they're not producing food at this point in terms of nuts. They can smell the tree and they're attracted to the trees. That's why they go from pot to pot to pot to pot, trying to dig up the little nuts that are like at the bottom of the pot as the tree is growing, right? The thing about walnuts, though, is if you disconnect them from their nut too soon, the chances of the tree surviving, it won't. It needs to feed off the nut and then eventually just break off the nut, and then it will be more viable. But this is very unusual. Like, I feel sorry for this baby. You don't really want to disturb her, right? You know, she wants to rest. Look how peaceful she is. Look how peaceful she is. She just curled herself up right there and went to sleep. Because really, it's probably only one of the safest places for her to be in this neighborhood at this point. Right? The latrine is, behind the tree, behind Mr. Lace's, in behind in there, right? Down, you go through there, back and through there. That's where their little latrine is. And, look at her. She just curled up right there. That poor baby. I wonder if she's lost her babies, or if she's just waiting for more food. Huh? You think maybe she's just waiting for more food? Okay, I'm just going to just show you how friendly these little things are. She's not the first one. What? What you doing over there? She thinks I'm going to give her more food or something. But I'm going to be making a bunch of noise. I'm getting into this pile with my black walnut. I have to clear it out. I don't know what she's thinking. But you can see she's not running away too far from me. I'm not very far from her. I'm only maybe 6 feet. Right? But when I start sawing, she won't like it, so she'll run away. But by the end of the night, what I'll do is I'll make sure she has water. She has water, and I'll give her some more food, and she'll just have to find her way. I don't know where her babies are. They could be in the shed in the front. I don't think they're over there. I don't think they're in the hen house, aka the seedling room, craft room. I don't think so. I don't think they're in the wood pile, because Marcaine goes in there and takes wood. One year a raccoon had the babies. When you go into my videos, she had the babies in the X Club and took over the X Club for 3 months. And then another year, I had another female have babies in my front shed. Oops, in my front shed. So I don't know where her babies are. But are you thirsty? You look like you're hot and thirsty. Yeah. So how about we get you some water? I see your tongue. I know, it's pretty muggy out here, isn't it? She's thirsty, people, so I'm going to get her some water. See, she's playing with me. I'm out here moving things around now, and she don't seem too scared. I gave her some water. Right? Did I give you some water? Are you thirsty? There you go. There you go. Where's your babies? People catch raccoons out here in these self-trap cages, and I don't know. I think sometimes they're mean to them. Like I said, this is a safe yard for them. I don't catch them. I try and just look after them while they're around. One year when the mother had her babies up in the X Club, and eventually the babies came out, right? And she kept them around the yard. Well, I don't know where she went. Anyway, the mother kept them around the yard. And then one time she lost her babies, and boy, oh boy, she was screaming through the whole yard at the top of her lungs, calling for her babies. Hold on. Okay, so it looks worse than it really is. What it is, people, is it's once in a lifetime opportunity. In regards to, I will never come across in my lifetime, more than likely, black walnut wood or English walnut wood. This is the branches from the trees that they cut down over there. Right, this is the life-sustaining trees that are being wiped out in the province of British Columbia, Canada, tree by tree. So anyway, this is actually material for Andre's walnut art. Right. So I am going to use my skill saw and just start cutting them down to sizes here, just wherever I can, to clean out this pile so I can move on and finish my walkway, right? I want to clear up my yard. Some of this wood I'm going to take up behind my raspberry bush over there. The mama raccoon, she took off somewhere. She's probably hiding up and behind here, right? So anyway, this is what I'm going to work on. Hold on. That's what I'm going to be using in a minute. And then, it doesn't matter what I'm doing out here as long as I'm doing something right. Anyway, I don't know where Mommy Raccoon went to. I don't know where her brood is. So now that we know that there's a mother around, you have to be careful when you come into enclosures like this, because for all I know, she could have had her babies in here. Obviously, they're not running around yet. They're encased in something, right? And sometimes, you know, if you notice, I'm going real slow, because for all I know, they could be in here. She'd growl first, though, before she'd attack me if I came across her. Again, this is black walnut. I packed it away last fall. Andre and I and Uncle Marcaine dragged it home. So, clean up in here. And then this is going to end up being a seedling room. I'm going to start more trees and whatnot in here. There's that morning glory, people. Do you see? Could you imagine if my whole yard was like that again? It's not, thank God. So, again, she could be in here somewhere with her babies. I don't know. So I have to walk very carefully in here in terms of when I start pulling shit out. This wood here needs to be cut. You know, when fall came, I just kind of stuffed everything in here. Jerry, I don't know, Jerry kind of quit doing what Jerry was doing, but whatever. Jerry's moved on. So, anyway, I don't know where she went. But she's a sneaky little raccoon. She was hiding around the corner over there. One year, I had a raccoon, I think it was a male. He used to love to live right in that corner too, right? And I have a video of me almost touching him. We almost touched hands. I think we did. So anyway, she's stalking me right now. But once I start skill sawing here, making all this noise, she'll run off again. That's Sky. I swear, she's just watching me. She's playing with the water here just a second ago. I'm like making noise, banging around. She doesn't care. She's just sitting there. I'm playing with the water now. Okay. I think you can see what I'm doing here. Tisha says.
I just put on the little laundry from the bathroom.
Alright, I'm doing the video. Tisha says, how you doing, Mom?
Oh.
Where's my face? Can you see me? See my hand. There's my face. Anyway, can you see here? Well, I'm kind of cuckoo. I told her if it wasn't for it being black walnut and English walnut, I wouldn't do it. Because I don't have a lot of time. Now I wish I had a machine shop. But what I'm going for right now is I'm just making up some of these things. It's like the good old days, as Uncle John would say. Builds muscle, people.
Careful now.
Well, these boots are kind of funny, but whatever. I'll use the skill saw for the bigger ones. Finally, exercise that hand. Hey, watch this. Technically, I should be doing paperwork. This thing is a man's. It's a little heavy for me. But I bought it in a garage sale for $60. My hand is a little too small for it. But when you get it rolling, it works like a charm. Some things you don't rush with. Come on. See, this one's too big for me. I got little hands. Ooh. You see it? Oh! Talk about exercising that back. Oh, but look at this. This is primo. Aren't those just lovely? I am like so happy. I get to brag, people. This is English walnut. You can tell. When I get into a black walnut, you'll see the difference. This is nice. That is nice, nice, nice. Okay, so, but this skill saw is good for $60, but it would be better for the boys. My hand is just not big enough for it. But anyway, I'll work with it for a while and I'll dig out my other one. I like this one though. The power on it's good. Okay. So, you see, the thing about life is you can't be afraid to do shit. The more you use it, the stronger you get. What's going on here? Alright. The only thing that's hurting me now is my back. Because Amari, even though he's skinny, he's growing and he's getting longer. And he is gaining weight, but not very much because of his situation. So my back is kind of getting a little sore from carrying him. Because I'm like almost 60 now, right? But since I've been doing this, the only thing that's bugging me right now is my back. But in terms of handling this, seems to be okay. There's a nut right here. I think that's what's in the way. Turn this around. I'm still on English walnut. This is still English walnut. This is primo wood, people. Primo wood. Like I said, now I wish I had a machine shop. Right? I don't know. Can't be afraid to do things. Right. It's only because of my back. My hands are okay. But tomorrow, well, I have a lot of things I have to build out here. Maybe we might be getting some chickens. So, but before that happens, there's some things I need to, like I want to fix up the seedling room and clear out all this and, you know, do repairs. I want to do a little bit of painting. But look at this. Oh, smells good. These are nice. Nice, nice, nice. Just to show you, it's all up here.
You can't be afraid.
Don't be afraid, people. Don't be afraid to live life. These ones are bigger. Here's my bounty. Right, and then this, I'm gonna put in a jar, and Andre and I are gonna make paper. Because every part, well, especially of the black walnut tree, you can use, and you can, same thing applies with the English walnut, but even the bark, people, has medical properties, right? So you save the bark, and then after I'm all done, I'm going to put this in a jar, and then Andre and I, at some point, we're going to make papers, like paper, right? And then I'm going to, you know, work on Andre's story, Mr. and Mrs. Black Walnut, and, you know, build up his little Andre's Walnut art. And then here, sometimes when I'm in the house, I'm doing a hacksaw, and I'm making beads. So, that's what I've done today. Right. That is the sawdust. I'm going to try and make paper with that. And then there's some more. And then this I can do inside with a hacksaw, or some of them I can still do with the skill saw. And we still have lots to go. And everywhere else in the yard. And then of course here's some more trees. Alright. This one here seems to be sprouting.